Hello everyone, Shashank this side. I hope you all are doing well today. So today I just want to cover up an interesting topic that I found, which is AWS X-Ray. So this is very useful for the developers, for the infrastructure guy, or for the DevOps engineer who basically knows about the code a bit, right? So this is the place where you can do the analysis, debug of your production environment or staging environment, or like your distributed application. Reason being, this will gonna trace out your application and gonna find out where the bottlenecks are. So for example, being a customer, I'm complaining about performance of my application. It's dead slow. So with the help of AWS X-Ray, I can at least use this particular module to trace out, or to I can analyze my that particular production application, and this will gonna give me a result that at which particular place it's giving us a slowness. So let's give a theoretical part review, and I'll gonna give you a demo how to implement AWS X-Ray. So as I said, this is a service which is used to analyze and debug production and distributed application. AWS X-Ray helps developers to analyze and debug the production distributed applications, such as those are built using microservices architecture. So nowadays, when we say like a distributed application, everybody is going, or everybody is preferring a microservices architecture where you can build particular modules and which are like can be traced accordingly to that application. This is one of the best module that we have been implementing in all the IT industries. All the companies are going for microservices architecture. I'm gonna review the microservices architecture for you guys, but in a later videos. Let's focus on the X-ray side. So with X-ray, you can understand how your application is behaving, how its underlying services are performing, to identify and troubleshoot the root cause of performance issues and error. So that's the place where we want to get into, where in terms of performance, why my application is slow. So this is the service that will gonna help us to do that in terms of finding a root cause analysis. And based upon that, so being a infrastructure or DevOps architect, I'll gonna either contact my development team or the database team that you have to optimize your queries, you have to optimize your like functions or methods, or if it is something on the network side, then obviously it's I'll gonna rectify those things. X-Ray provides an end-to-end view of requests as they travel through your application and shows the map of application underlying components. So what are the components that are interrelated to an application? This will gonna get the insight of all those particular modules. So that's how good X-Ray is all about. So what are the benefits we are getting from it? They are like lot. I have jotted down few. So review the request behavior. It will gonna trace the user requests as they travel through your application. So whatever requests are coming uh, from outside world to my application, this will gonna trace down all those requests. Discover the application issues. So this will gonna give you an insight into how your application is performing and discover the root cause in terms what kind of issues happening or creating a performance issues. Improve your application performance to find out or identify the bottleneck. So this is a theoretical glimpse of X-Ray. So I just want to show you the architecture. So this is how Amazon provided the architecture of X-Ray. X-Ray help us to analyze and debug the modern application built upon microservices or serverless architecture too, and quantify the customer impact. So this will gonna collect the traces, data traces, record the traces, combine that traces or gather that traces from each services into an angular unit, which are called traces basically. Then this will gonna show us on a service map. This will gonna design a map and show us the traces. What are the HTTP status and metadata for each service is all about. And then at last, we're going to drill down into the services, showing an unusual behavior to identify the root cause. So this is very simple in terms of analyzing your traces. So analyzing your application basically. So you can use like multiple performance profiler like Ant is one of the one that I have used, JetBrains, or you can use monitoring tool like Dynatrace, which will inject into your application and find out the traces of your methods and the SQL traces. So if you are focusing on heavily focused on AWS, then I would say use AWS X-Ray, explore this to analyze your application performance. So I'm gonna quickly jump to my AWS Management Console to perform the demo. So I'm into my AWS Management Console. If you go to the services, X-Ray comes inside the developer tool. So we have different developer tools, which I'm gonna cover up in later videos. So let's go to X-Ray. So again, I'm trying to cover up multiple videos in parallel. So I've already started RDA series. There I have a lot of videos coming up as well. And parallelly, I'm starting other services of AWS as well, just to complete this particular AWS scenarios as quick as possible so that we can focus on other clouds. Okay, so let's click on get started, and we have two options. Either since AWS is giving a sample node.js application, or you can like instrument your application as well. So if you know how to code, obviously developers know how to code. I'm talking about the infrastructure guy. If they are aware of coding, then they can inject their application to like trace out what kind of scenarios they are getting in. So if I go ahead and click on instrument your application, click next. So we have different type of languages supported. As of now, it's 5, which is like most common languages that now industry is using: Node.js, Java, C Sharp.NET, Python, and Go. So for example, let's say with Go language, click next. Now here are the instructions that X-Ray SDK for Go is set of libraries for the Go application that provides the classes and methods for generating the data. So you have to download this particular command line, then use X-Ray handler to instrument your application and run the X-Ray as daemon. So they're like 5 platform again where you can deploy: EC2 Linux, Windows Server, Amazon ECS, which is a container service, Beanstalk, which is a managed services, and Lambda, which is for serverless. Click next. Once you deploy your application, click done. So I don't have any sample application as of now with me, so I'm gonna go with the sample application that AWS provide, which is launch sample application with Node.js. Click next. Now what this will gonna do, this will gonna launch an application in a CloudFormation console. Click next. You have to select your VPC and subnet, then edit the stack name and rest of the things that you have to do. Confirm that IAM resources will be created and then choose create. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch a sample application. This will gonna open up CloudFormation console. Yep. Now a template is ready. This is the sample application AWS X-Ray sample template, which is in YAML file. Click next. Now asking for us to select a subnet. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the public subnet. VPC is my VPC. Next. Okay, so I don't have any IAM role, I guess, which is not required. Let's see this. Confirm that IAM resources will be created. Okay, fine. Click next. Okay, all good. I acknowledge to create an IAM resource. Click on create stack. So now this will gonna create a stack with elastic beanstalk they are using in general. So it's almost done. So you can see like elastic beanstalk is already deployed. So if I go to resources, this is the sample application for elastic beanstalk. Click refresh. This will gonna take some time. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and see the template. So what they are doing, they are asking for us from VPC and subnet IDs where you want to deploy. Then they are going to have an IAM role, which we have acknowledged to run elastic beanstalk. Then we have a policy defined over here, which in effect of allow, we have SNS, X-ray, put telemetric records. All those policies are related to X-ray. Then we have a sample EBS role, which is Elastic Beanstalk Service role basically. Now managed services, this is the Elastic Beanstalk application, which they are going to deploy. And these are the namespaces and everything is getting written over here. So that's the part that this particular template is deploying. Let's refresh this. Still in progress. Let's go to resource and see. So it's deployed Elastic Beanstalk version and everything. Okay. Now outputs. So we have to wait. So this will gonna take some time again. Meanwhile, I'm gonna show you Elastic Beanstalk, which comes under compute section. Open in a new tab. So once this cloud formation gets completed, we just have to click done. Okay, I'm into Elastic Beanstalk. Let's go to, yep. So this is the X-ray sample application that it's deploying in background. So we have to wait for that. Let's switch to a newer console because AWS has updated its console in background. So that's why I have switched to a new console. This is the X-ray sample application. Let's go to CloudFormation again. Now this is going to deploy AWS, another template that we have, which is for startup signals. So this is a kind of getting a particular map, injecting into your application so that we can able to trace down all those modules related to this. So we're gonna see that in a bit once this is completed. So this is an auto scaling launch configuration. We have an EIP. This is the EIP. So we will gonna hit this IP to see our application. Again, if you remember, if you are aware of the CloudFormation nested stack concept, this is the place that they have defined over here. So within one stack, they are calling the another stack. So that's something a nested stack is all about. Still we have to wait for this to complete. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause this video. Once this is completed, I'll resume it back to show you the final result of X-ray. So our CloudFormation stack for X-ray sample application is deployed. You can see create complete is done. Now I'm into X-ray. I have clicked that done button already. Now if we go to Elastic Beanstalk, we can see like there is an application deployed already. This is the URL that we have. So what we can do, let's click this URL. Now within this, this is the URL of an application. We can see like successfully launched the X-ray application. This is the URL and waiting for EC2 instance. All those things has been done. This is a node.js application. So let's click this application here. Let's see what we have. So AWS X-Ray sample application. You have successfully launched a sample application. Use start stop button below to control the generation of sign up requests. The application will generate up to 10 sign up requests per minute with duplicate sign up each minute. Okay. So alternatively, you can use the form below manually to generate a sign up request. So you can use either this thing or you can just click on start. So let's click on start. Request one, signing up with some random Gmail account. This is the second Gmail account or example account. These are the email IDs, kind of an account that it's creating the sign up request. Let's go to X-ray and try to refresh. As you can see, it's trying to compute the map. So this is the place where this will gonna show us the injections and how much time this is going to take. Let's go to X-Ray sample application. This is 8 signup requests is happening. So I'm gonna stop this once the 10 signup is done. So I'm waiting for that. So the last signup is happening. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop this and go to the X-Ray dashboard. Click refresh. Map is updating, you can see that. While it's updating, let's go to see the traces, what we have over here. So we have a sample application which is like taking 87.3 milliseconds, then we have 3 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds. These are the traces that we can see. Responses are okay. Then we have trace list, get method, post method. You can see the HTTP response. These are the HTTP code basically. So 200 is successful. The response time that we are getting, these are the client IP from where request is getting generated. If you go to analytics, so as of now we don't have any review traces. Okay, it's already popped up now. Now we have response time distribution. You can click on the duration of distribution as well. So this is kind of a map form basically, that what we are getting. These are the number of requests, like 201 is 11, 200 is 1, and 404, which is page not found, is 1. Okay, so this was the URL on which page not found was found, favicon.ico, and you can see the user agent is from Mozilla. Response time, root cause, then we have 404. So these are the things that we are getting. Let's go to the service map. Now click on this. You can see the service detail over here. Click on this. So response duration, I don't know why this is happening like this. Okay, just want to drag it down. Okay, so again the same kind of response that we are getting over here. You click on view traces, on analyze traces, you're gonna go into the analytics section. Again, go to the service map. You can see like error 10% to. So this is giving us a lot of detail within our application. That's a sample application, although so you can deploy your own application where based upon that you can find out which module is creating a slowness. So let's say for example we are getting slowness on our application and customer is complaining on that. You can use X-Ray to check from which particular location or what is the time duration that we are getting over here. This will gonna give you that much of detail, and this is an EC2 instance because Elastic Beanstalk deploy an EC2 instance in background. So these are the things that we will be get benefited with this module. Again, so let's click on this and move it over here a bit. I don't want to see the edge detail. Okay, so you can see like client is requesting an average second time, the response time is 76 milliseconds. Then we have a Dynamo DB where the data is getting stored, which is a NoSQL DB, which is again showing us an average second is 33, and there is an SNS topic going on. The request is reaching there is on an average of 41 milliseconds. So that much better is this X-Ray module is all about, because you can see like within one module or within one application you have different integration, right? And X-Ray is trying to get the traces of all the integrated modules in your application, what time it takes to reach from one module to another module. For example, front end to your DynamoDB table, front end to your SNS topic. So it's showing each and every lag. So let's say there is a delay in reaching the DynamoDB table, then you can work on rectifying that particular part. There is a delay in sending out SNS topic, then you can work on that part as well. Or if there is a delay between client and the application interface, since it's showing only 76 millisecond, which is fine for now, but let's say if it took like 10 minutes to open an application interface, that means there is a network lag. So that much of timing this will gonna show you, and based upon that you can start your troubleshooting scenarios. And again, this is going to give you the response code, how much time it is taking to give you a get method, or while getting or while posting a method, or request, basically what time it takes between those durations, right? So just give it a try on your account. And this is one of our useful services. So in terms of buying a profiler from outside like Ant or JetBrains, or using a Dynatrace for monitoring, I know Dynatrace or App Dynamics is a monitoring tool as well, but they use as a profiler as well, right? Let's say, and this is mostly on the developer and the DevOps side, where they want to trace down the lags, they want to trace down what kind of bottlenecks are there within their integration. So this is useful and in those cases. And also, while what are the performance bottlenecks are coming, we can use this particular module to trace out those things. So that's it guys for this particular video. Just try it out in your account. If you're facing any issue, place out a comment in comment section and I'll be there to help you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.